Let's get into the data. Alright, so from this chart, we took a look at the samples, how many samples, and the travel amount, where we took the samples from. We had our controls, our lows, our mediums, our highs. We looked at what textures correlated with each travel amount. For our control, for example, we found loamy sand. Moving to low and mediums, we had 3 samples per each. We found that they were very inconsistent with what texture they were. Some were loam, some were sand, some were sandy loam, and one was even sandy clay loam. It's ridiculous, and that's why we talked about earlier the differences between the types of textures. Each one has a slight difference that makes them better for certain situations. Moving to our high, though, that's where we saw something like different. We saw that all 3 of the samples, even though they were in different locations, were all sandy loam. This refuted our hypothesis from earlier, and from that we can say high travel leads to consistency, while lower travel leads to variety in soil types. And because we saw all our textures, we can say Meredith College has typically sandier soil in comparison to the rest of Wake County. Looking forward, we have our phosphorus, which we saw our deficiency in low and mediums, an adequate amount in controls, and sufficiency in high. We also saw in our potassium the very same thing. Even though one of our samples for highs broke, we still saw this trend. When we got to our nitrogen, however, it was the opposite. The highs were depleted and deficient, while the lows were sufficient supply, surplus, and the mediums were adequate. From this, we can say higher travel leads to higher phosphorus and higher potassium, but has lower nitrogen, while lower travel has lower phosphorus, lower potassium, and higher nitrogen. And looking at our pH, from this we can see that as you increase the amount of travel going from left to right, you can see at our low, it is higher than the medium, but as we increase, our pH increases. Our high was around 7.2, our low was around 6.2, and our medium was 6, which is the same as the control, which is all higher than the state. For instance, we can say high travel equals high pH, medium low travel equals lower pH, and low travel still manages to have higher pH than medium. We can say travel increases pH, and overall that Meredith College has higher pH than the rest of Wake County.
Oh yeah, Jake.